What's up, everybody? Tindo here, and whether you're brand new to my channel and this is the first time you've stumbled across me, or you're a regular and you watch all my thrifting videos, thank you for being here, all of you. I appreciate it. So why don't all of you come with me to the thrift shops, we'll buy a bunch of video games, and then you can meet me back here at the game room, and we'll go through everything that I got. Check this out. We spent most of today on the east end of Phoenix shooting tomorrow's video. So while we were out there, we decided to also make today's video and go thrift shopping. So we started at this Goodwill, and this Goodwill is one of my all-time favorites. It's one of my all-time favorites because of where it's located. Because of its location on the outskirts of town, it doesn't have to share so much stuff with other local Goodwills, so this place is always jam-packed. And as you can see, all these shelves are full, and right off the bat, I'm finding some good games. Jasper, Astro Boy, both great finds. Happy to find those. What else? Lots of random stuff too. Dancing games, Connect games, sports games as usual. The random Indiana Jones VHS tape tucked in there. Justin Bieber DVD tucked in there as well. Everything's a little mixed up. Some exercise tapes. Should have got those, I guess. But who needs exercise tapes when you have 20 copies of We Fit? Oh, yes. I took a quick peek at the VHS tapes as well. I'm not really looking for much VHS-wise. I'm actually looking for Pokemon, and there's one, but I do have the original Pokemon movie on VHS tape. I'm looking for the cartoon episodes on VHS, but they didn't have any, so I moved over to the lockbox. Right off the bat, there's a pair of Beats, but I've already got a pair. That exact same pair, matter of fact. But over here in this lockbox, there's actually a handful of Super Nintendo games, and I was immediately excited at this black cartridge, but it was really hard for me to tell what it was because the sticker was torn up. But it turned out to be a game called Killer Instinct, and that cartridge goes for far less on eBay than they had it priced at the store, so I'm not going to spring $13 for it. When it's that torn up, I'll just wait and get a good copy on eBay, or I'll just wait until I find a better condition copy in the wild. Over at the electronics, there's always a lot to dig through here at this Goodwill, and as you can see immediately, there's some DJ Hero, lots of Connects, lots of other random stuff, and a couple games even stashed over here. But I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me. There's a PlayStation back here, but the price was pretty high on it, and I also don't really need any more PlayStations. But I am always sure to dig through this stuff because there's been a couple times I found small things. Like the last time I was here, I found a PlayStation memory card just buried underneath all that stuff. So I'm trying to do my best. And look, Patrick is pointing something out over here. I don't know what it is. There's no telling. This place is just packed full of stuff. There's a couple chandeliers there. And then there turned out to be a couple of PC cases. Right before we started making this current line of thrifting videos, I actually built an entire PC out of thrifted parts for Patrick. There is a video about it on the channel, but it's a deep cut. You'll have to search for it. But I need to build Hannah a computer now because she is a bit left out, and I was just looking at this thinking, man, this would make a nice Princess Peach computer. Do some sort of custom job. But it was $20. Maybe I should have bought it. I'm kind of starting to regret not buying it now because it was in great condition, but it was a little outdated. Maybe I should get her something a little bit more modern and a little bit more colorful and punch him in the face. I don't know what that thing was, some sort of dummy, but he got punched in the face and he deserved it. Don't tell me otherwise. But I'm going to look around the rest of the store. Patrick seems intrigued by this plushie here. I don't know why. Maybe he wanted it. Maybe I should have bought it for him for Valentine's Day. Wait. Valentine's Day is a long way away. But anyways, he also found this beanie he was interested in. I tried to tell him it was too small for him, but he wasn't listening. He's like, no, I want this. It was a reversible Mario and Luigi cap. Lols. Hannah is also with us, and she's somewhere looking at clothes. So me and Patrick are just running around the store, looking at everything, making sure we don't miss nothing. And he told me there are costumes that we should look at. You know, we still need to find costumes for Halloween. What should we be? Comment below. Should me and Patrick be Mario and Luigi? That'd be a good one. That one's even got a mustache. That's hilarious. I don't know, though. Seriously. Comment below if you've got any great ideas as to what me and Patrick should be for Halloween. We're not really settled on anything yet. Now, on to the toys. There was not a lot here. It was all pretty well picked over. There were a couple of bandanas, but I was looking at them, and Patrick came out of nowhere with a Target bandana. He really knows what I like. I really like this bandana. I'm definitely going to buy it. And while I was admiring the bandana, he finds a video game tucked in the toys. And that's why you got to look around your thrift stores, folks. There might be a video game section. Look at these guys, lol, rip. Patrick threw that one on the ground. You got to look around your thrift stores. There will be stuff laying everywhere. Video games in the toy section. We got
new Jasper.
This next Goodwill is, if not the newest Goodwill in town, it's one of the newest. It's right up the road from the last one. I keep forgetting it's there. It's so new. What the Hold still. Why did you take a picture?
I was taking a picture of the Goodwill, and you just happened to look around. My caption was going to be new Goodwill. Who dis? This is her.
Hannah is having a grand old time because this is actually her first time at this Goodwill. I have only visited it once. I visited it maybe last week, maybe the week before in one of my videos. Can't remember exactly when, but this is only my second time here. So I'm happy to see if there's anything new. And there was a bag of Skylanders there that I peeked at real quick just to look at the price tag. And it was $60-$70, way above what I'm looking to pay. I mean, maybe I should have looked inside of it just to see what was there, but it doesn't matter. That thing could have been crammed to the top, and I'm just not paying that much. I pay $1 a piece max for Skylanders. That's about what I get them for at the game store. And since the game store still has a pretty regular amount of them, I'm going to stick with buying them that way rather than buying them in bulk at the thrift store for more than $1 a piece. But on to the video games. There's some really interesting stuff here. There was this PlayStation 3 copy of Call of Duty. I thought about buying it, but I didn't end up getting it. And then this PlayStation 1 SpongeBob game in a Wii case with the PlayStation 1 cover just taped on there. Interesting. But this was a great find. Words cannot express how excited I was to find not only a GameCube game at the thrift store, but a Harry Potter GameCube game at the thrift store. Very excited about that. And then Chicken Little for the PlayStation 2. Definitely not going to pass that one up. And then this case, I forgot about this. It just exploded in my hands. Look at this. Oh, man, we're going to have to rewind that back in slow-mo. I've never had that happen. The case just combusted spontaneously. But I'm going to look through the rest of the games here. There were several things that I wanted that didn't have their manuals in them, and they weren't great titles, so I just passed them up. But this game, Greatest Hits, it's got a little smudge on the case. It looked like crayon or something, but I can probably get it off, so I picked that one up as well. This being the second time that I was at this thrift store, I couldn't help but notice again that there weren't really any gaming-related items or gaming peripherals over here in the electronics. It's the second time I'm here, and that happened the first time. There was an Incredibles GameCube game, which is awesome, but I do already have this. I have it both on GameCube and PlayStation 2, so I'm not going to get that. And look, it's Patrick. I don't know why he was so excited to show me these Minion glasses. Maybe he wanted those too. Maybe I should have bought them for him. Sorry, Patrick. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't get you the glasses, okay? Don't be mad. This was kind of funny, and this is something that I see quite regularly at the thrift store. It's a Nerf gun that someone just painted one solid color. Just painted it all silver. All right. And then, doesn't this doll look just like Patrick? And Patrick thinks he's strong, I guess.
Hey.
Oh, Hannah, isn't she great? But what would one of my live video game hunting videos be without going to Azia Records? This is a local shop here in Phoenix where I live, and this one is right by my house. So we ended up there today for a little bit in between chores, and there was lots of new stuff. I was very excited to dig through all of this. Lots of Wiimotes, none that I needed. I'm still in search of the Wii U Wiimotes that have the characters painted, well, not the characters painted on them, but like are the colors of the characters. I want that Xbox 360 controller as well, but I don't pay much for Xbox 360 controllers at all. Lots of random stuff down here, more Xbox 360 controllers, and then look at this, an Xbox 360 Slim hard drive, and for only $7. I don't know if you've ever bought one of these bad boys, but just let me tell you, that is cheap. That is very cheap. That is, I will buy this every time, even if I don't need it that bad cheap, just to have some extras around. And I always got to check the bottom dollar bins here at Zia. That's what these are. All these games are $10 and under or something like that, but plenty of them are $5 and under. I buy a lot of dollar games out of here. But I'm looking through them, and I go here every day, so I'm immediately aware that there's not a lot of new stuff in here. I can usually tell pretty quick if some of the employees have dropped a few stacks of new games. This is a game that I want, but it's missing its manual. I never really know what to dig into and buy at this Zia, because there's always stuff that I want. Half of this stuff I want, but I kind of got to decide what I'm buying today. I just pick a system sometimes and say, all right, I'm going to spend $10 on PlayStation 2 games or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just going to kind of dig through random things and see if anything catches my eye. There's just a lot of sports in here. So Jurassic Park would have been cool. $10, not a bad price. But I'm just not going to mess with it today because I don't want to go up front and have them unseal it just so I can be an a-hole and ask if the manual's inside of it. They don't really mind that much. They really don't. They let me check stuff all the time. But I'm going to keep searching for something maybe a little cheaper. PlayStation 1 games maybe. Turned out to be a couple of Dreamcast games stacked in here. And there's almost never Dreamcast games at this Zia whatsoever. So I was kind of lucky to actually be the one to grab those. This one was only $5. It's a nice looking racing game, so I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at the retro stuff here. The Super Nintendo and the NES games, but they don't ever put much in here whatsoever. So one quick look at the Game Boy games. You never know what's going to pop up in here. I'm trying really hard to only buy in-box Game Boy stuff, but you never know. Interestingly enough as well, there's a bunch of Japanese 3DS games here too. I maybe should have given those a closer look. I don't remember though off the top of my head if 3DS is region lock free. I believe that it is, but don't quote me on that. So those might have been cool, some Japanese games to play on my 3DS. But that's another one of those rabbit holes I'm really trying hard not to get into, collecting Japanese games. I am kind of trying to collect the Japanese Super Smash games because I love Super Smash so much, but I'm going to limit it to that, all right? I'm not buying more Japanese games. No more. A real quick look through the VHS. I've got VHS on the brain. I'm trying to complete that Pokemon Original Series VHS collection. But they're really easy to find because they're bright red boxes, and it's pretty obvious right off the bat that they're not here. But look at this. A Monster Rancher VHS tape. I mean, this is one of those things. There's plenty of things that exist that I never thought about. And that's one of them. Didn't know they existed, but now that I know, I'm glad, and I've got to have them. And then this game has been in this lockbox up by the register at Zia forever. I feel like I should just finally buy it and rescue it from this box because nobody pays any attention to it. We also stopped by a Target today because, Princess Peach. Let me tell you about Princess Peach. If you haven't watched a lot of our channel, go back and watch some of our videos from the last couple of weeks. There are Mario Kart Hot Wheels. And I need not one, but 2 sets of these. Why do I do this to myself? So I have a whole set, and then I have most of a second set, except for this right here. This second Princess Peach. I have been to no less than 9 Targets, and I finally found a second one. I asked Hannah if there was a Yu-Gi-Oh game over here. Point at the one you pointed at.
Same.
Not same. But now that my Princess Peach nightmare is over, it is on to the next thrift store. And this is a Goodwill that I love, and I love it because it's right next door to another thrift store, which we will go to next. It's literally walking distance. I park in between the two, go to one, walk to the other, and then walk back to the car. Going to the lockbox here, because the last time I was at this Goodwill, this whole lockbox was full of games, and I guess this is what's left over, and it's nothing. The most interesting thing in there is the World of Warcraft playing cards, and maybe this DS, but it's got about $40 on it, and I get pretty lucky at finding these at the Goodwill bins for just a couple of bucks, so not interested there. Here's an interesting Mario Kart Connect set. I thought maybe that was worth a look, but it's probably one of those things I'd buy and act like I was going to play with and then just never touch. So let's keep moving. The video games are over here on these shelves on the far side of the building. And you can just hang out while I waddle on over there. That's kind of what this motion looks like. Nice waddling motion.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
I haven't had a lot of luck with the games here lately because either they're in the lockbox and they're too high or they're over here and they're nothing. But look, 4 or 5 copies of the same Connect game, all surrounded by sports titles. Guitar Hero. What's this one? An Olympics game. That's not bad. It's complete. We'll think about that one. And then Splashdown, a jet ski game. There is no version of reality. Nowhere in the multiverse is there a reality where I don't buy that game. So we're definitely getting that. There's not a lot else here. A couple copies of Wii Fit that I should have bought, but today is not the day. One day soon, Wii Fit, you will be mine. I will have all of the copies. All of the copies in existence will be mine. But that day is not today. So let's move on to the next thrift store. As I said, there is a thrift store right next door to that one, and it is a Savers. I love me some Savers. And today just so happens to be a half-off day. I'm saying that like it's a coincidence. That's why we're here. That's why we went to Savers. Everything's 50% off. Got my boy Pat with me. And I'm going to check the lock boxes here first. There's usually some stuff in here. Look, a pile of DS games. Very nice. There's a couple PlayStation 2 games there as well. One Jak and Daxter and then Kingdom Hearts. I have both of those, so no need to linger on those. And then there's some Game Boy Advance games. But look at these bags of DS games. Interesting. We'll have to think about those. But while we think it over, let's follow these blue footprints over to the other side of the store where the video games are. Or waddle, as I said earlier. This is definitely a waddling motion. Waddle, waddle, waddle. I'm hoping there's some good stuff. The last few times I've been at this Savers, I've left with a handful of games, and I'm hoping today is no different. Right off the bat, there's some secondhand stuff. Little Big Planet's still there. It was here last time I was. Actually, I think last time it didn't even have its disc in it. This dirt bike game, I'll have to check my list and see if I have that one. I can't remember. There's just so many dirt bike games. And then Gran Turismo 3, I do have that one. Keep digging. Splinter Cell, sports games. I have this motorcycle game as well. And then Big Buck Hunter, or some sort of deer hunting game. I haven't bought those yet. There's so many of those as well, and I don't have any interest in them, but I am going for that complete collection, so I got to buy them at some point. Might as well be here. Band Hero, don't always find that one complete, so I'm going to think about that one as well. This I was bummed about. Spider-Man 3 for the PlayStation 2. It only had one of its discs, and it wasn't the game disc, and there's also no manual. So, of course, I passed on that one. Lots more sports titles for the Xbox this time, and then these Pets games for the Wii. There was not one of them. There was not two of them. Monkeys, lol. But there was three of them. Okay, there was three of them, trust me. I don't know where the other one is. I know there's three. There he is. I know there's three because I bought three of them. So keep digging here. I don't know what else we're going to find. Found Amp 3. If you watched my last few Thrift Haul videos, you might have seen this game once or twice. I've seen it a couple times, but I'm buying it this time. Not passing up on it. Wii Fit. Today's not the day, buddy. I'll buy you soon, Wii Fit. You will be mine one day. Keep digging. Skylanders. Arctic Tail. I just can't imagine what this game's about, but I guess we'll just have to buy it to see. Running out of games here. Madagascar. Missing its manual, but I also think I might have already had that one. Splinter Cell. There were a few Splinter Cell games here. This is one I didn't really recognize, but we're going to pass on that too. True Crime. Lots of games tonight without their manuals. Lots of them. There is a second shelf of games here, but this stuff looks even more picked over. This is the one that the kids can reach, so the kids might have ran off with anything good that was on this shelf. Test Drive Player's Choice Edition. I'll go ahead and get that one. More Gran Turismo, more original Xbox sports games. And then look at this. I was pretty excited about this. I found a Borderlands game, and then I kept digging and found another one. Not bad at all. That's a pretty good deal getting those for just the couple bucks that I paid for them. Dark Angel, it's flopping around in its case. No manual. And I'm such a forehead. Look at that roll, that spool right there in the bottom left-hand shelf. That's a roll of 3D filament for a 3D printer, and I did not notice it while I was shopping for video games. That stuff's not super cheap. I mean, it's cheap, all things considered, but it's not thrift store cheap. I really wish I would have seen it. I would have bought it. I do a lot of 3D printing. I haven't done a ton on the channel yet, but I will in the future. I have 3D printed some controller stands for my controller collection. You should definitely go check that out on my channel if you're interested. It's a pretty cool video. But I can't believe there was 3D filament at the thrift store. Wow. Let's take a quick look at the toys. And don't judge this store on this mess. This is what happens at the end of any sale day at a thrift store. It's just torn apart. They'll clean it up tonight, and early tomorrow it'll be good as new. But I feel like I have to do my due diligence and make sure that I at least put my eyeballs on the toys and don't miss anything, because I've had good luck over the last month or so finding Skylanders bagged up here. And if you can get them for the right price, I sure like buying them here. There were a few Super Nintendo related toys here, and I want to collect all those from Burger King and McDonald's over the years, but I'm just going to have to wait till I can find them cheaper.
Look at the boots I found. They're cute.
I kind of did Hannah dirty on that one. Hannah, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Okay? Well, I'm kind of sorry. I'm not going to give you a full sorry for that one because, you know what you did. You forgot my video games. I had this lady let me check the video games in the lockbox here, and none of this stuff was anything that I needed, but there were a couple baggies full of DS games as well as a baggie full of loose PSP games, and I didn't pay too much attention to what was in there. They were all priced individually, but I guess they haven't been able to sell them, so they put them all in one bag and just charged $6 for it. So that means that I could have gotten 2 of these grab baggies for $6, being as it's half off day. And I thought, man, that'd be great for the channel. Let's take these home. Let's do a grab bag, see what I get out of them. That'll be exciting, right? Well, turns out Hannah's not a 4-head. She's a 5-head because they put them behind the counter and she was supposed to get them at checkout and she didn't. Hannah the 5-head. That's your name forever now. I don't know. I guess I could have stayed and waited in line with her, but what I do usually is send her to check out. She checks out everything and I keep looking just in case I missed anything. And often I do, because as she's checking out, I am finding a big stack of Game Informer magazines. So I guess that I traded those DS games and those PSP games for Game Informer magazines. Maybe not the best trade, but it happens. If anyone ever told you that thrifting is easy, they are a liar. They are the devil and they are a lie.
I've come to rain on your parade.
You're so dumb.
Pretty sure it's a jellyfish.
Hannah, the 5-head jellyfish, lol. But on to the last stop of the day. This is another Savers that is in between the last one and our home. So we stopped by there on the way home.
We gotta hurry. My knees are about to give out.
And old Patrick and his bum knees, he's tired of thrifting. He's ready to go home. But I said, Patrick, one more thrift store. Just come on. I gotta get one more thrift store in, and we can go home, and you can watch your TV shows and eat a hamburger. You're gonna be fine. It's all right. And he just said, okay. And I'm happy that we did, because this thrift store ended up having at least a couple of games. Not a ton, not as many as I'd hoped, but that's what happens when you go to Savers at the end of the day on sale day. Everything's picked over. You're not going to leave with a lot, but if I leave with anything at all, I'll be happy. So let's dig into these games, these very few games. There was a Platinum Hits copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Well, there wasn't. There was the case with a Halo inside and a loose disc and a PC game and Kids Bop. Really scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Not a lot here. Nightmare Scenario. Pretty much nothing. A Warcraft disc. Nope.
How about no?
Nothing down here. I kind of looked through some of the CDs, made sure there weren't any hidden PlayStation games. And I also took a look at the VHS, still looking for those Pokemon, but nothing there. So we'll have to make our way back up to the lockbox, because I think I spotted a few games there. Oh yeah, there are a few hidden here. Look at this. Band Hero. Alright, well, I'll get this. And Guitar Hero 5. Oh, okay, so it was actually a Guitar Hero 5 game with Band Hero tucked in there. You know, that case isn't there. They're usually fine with you leaving with the extra disc if it's in there. But I'm not that worried about it. But there was also another game I would have bought had the disc been in it, but the disc was gone out of that one as well. And then Deadly Creatures. What a random looking game. It's got like a scorpion and a spider on the case. Good thing I double checked all these games that were just kind of tossed aside, because I ended up buying most of those. I'm still on a kick after buying that big stack of Game Informer magazines, so I'm going to go ahead and check here and make sure there aren't any. There turned out not to be, but there's still a couple issues of Wizard magazine in there. And I've come across several Wizard magazines in my thrift store hunts, and including that one. That same one's been there for a little while. And I keep thinking about buying them, but I'm just trying not to go down too many rabbit holes. I only have so much room in the game room, and it's most important to keep that room ready for games. So I'm going to just stick to the Game Informers and maybe the Nintendo Powers one day if I ever find any. Haven't found any yet, but I will one day. But I'm going to make my way back to the electronics. Again, no high hopes here because this is like less than an hour before they close. Actually, I think we got there about 20 minutes before they close. So we're those guys. We're those guys that the workers are hoping leave as quick as possible, which I'm going to oblige. I'm going to just take a quick look at everything, and I'm going to get out of here. And, of course, as I thought, the electronics are completely picked over. Nothing even remotely gaming related, at least that I could spot. So let's head over to the toys. Lots of Barbies there. We're definitely not collecting Barbies here on this channel. Though, if you're into that, cool. I'm just going to, you know what? I did have a Batwoman Barbie in my collection for a long time. And you know who got it for me? My mother. My mother bought me a Barbie once for my birthday. Like, I was like 18 or 19. And I had it for the longest time, but I think it got lost in the move. And by it got lost in the move, I mean that I burned it and offered it up as a burnt sacrifice to the comic book video game god so that he would bless me and I would have good finds at the thrift store. And I guess it worked because look at this bag full of Mario toys that I'm going to buy. Real quick before I left, I went back to the lockbox and waited for a worker to come back over and show me some of the stuff that I spotted on the shelf. And there was a Super Nintendo controller. And if you're wondering why I'm shaking it, I'm not being a weirdo. It's making noises. And Patrick's acting like he doesn't hear them, but I promise you, there's something in there moving around. So I'm definitely not going to pay, well, it'd be $5 today. It had a $10 sticker on it. I've got all the Super Nintendo controllers I need. But I'm checking these games real quick, just to see if there's anything that I need. And I pretty much have all of it. So let's head back to the game room. All right, guys, we are back in the game room. That was a pretty long day. We went well into the night thrifting. So I'm going to start with some of the non-video game stuff first, and then we'll get into the big stack of games that I have sitting just off camera. First thing is a bag of toys. I go to Savers a lot on my channel and shop there on their half-off days, which today was. So everything that I bought, every sticker you see like this one, $3.99, it was half off. And I don't buy a ton of toys there because they bag all their toys up. I complain about this on my channel all the time. But they bag them up, and you have to buy everything in them. And I don't want most of this stuff, but there's a couple Mario toys in here I really did want. Well, I got two of the same twinsies. Got those guys. This is the one I really wanted. This is awesome. Oh, I didn't realize how it worked. I guess you play slots with Mario. Oh, triple star. Your boy. That's awesome. But yeah, I want all these McDonald's, Burger King, Nintendo toys. I'm sure this is from one of those two. I don't remember. If you know, comment below. I hadn't paid much attention to those over the last few years, but now that we're collecting for the YouTube, I'm gonna start collecting these guys as I go. I saw a couple more today, but it was the same thing. $5 or $6 bag of toys, and I just wanted a Mario toy or two out of it. And the rest of this is nonsense. Yeet. The next thing that I got was a stack full of magazines, and I was very happy to find these at the Savers that I did because I'd already looked at the video games, and these magazines were right below the video games, and I'd already walked away to go do something else. And Hannah was taking forever looking at all the clothes, so I decided, well, I'll run back over there and look at the magazines while I wait. And I got a big stack of them. I'm very happy about them, especially Mega Man. I really want to collect all of these magazines. It's really just scratching that itch that is me wanting Nintendo Power and not really being able to get them because they're just getting harder and harder to get. But I want to get Game Informer magazines and take good issues like these and display them somewhere in the game room or somewhere around the house. Next, Days Gone. Anthem. RIP. F's in chat for Anthem. What is this? What is that? I have to look at the side on some of these when I don't know what they are. The top 100 RPGs of all time. Nice. That's one I'll definitely have to open up. What is this? E3 Hot 50. Middle Earth Shadow of War. Nice. And last, Destiny 2 Forsaken. Always happy to find magazines. And then next, I was very happy about this. This is an Xbox 360 Slim hard drive. And I've got not one, but two Xbox 360 Slims sitting around that need a hard drive. And I paid $6.99 for this. As you can see, both on the hard drive as well as the packaging. These, every time I see them, they're 25, 35, 45 bucks in game stores. So I was very happy to find this one at Zia Records for just a few bucks. In one of my thrifting videos soon, I'll see if I can't get one of those thrifted Xbox 360 Slims to work with the hard drive that I also found at the thrift. Very happy about that. Next I have the only VHS for the day. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I would have known that they made these if I had just thought about it, but I was surprised when I saw this. I was like, wait, what? Because we just watched the first season of this on YouTube. It was on YouTube that we watched it. And it was ridiculous. I'm not sure that I would recommend it unless you really like silly things, because this is a silly show. But maybe now that I know they're on VHS, I'll watch the second season as I acquire VHS tapes. Definitely going to collect all of these. Going to put these over here on the shelf. Well, it's right off the top of camera with my Pokemon VHS. Very nice. And then next, we've got a Dreamcast game. Super excited about that. Super excited that I only paid $5 for it. I have only recently acquired my Dreamcast, and I actually have really yet to plug it up and play it a bunch. So the time is coming. I've got, what do I have? I have a Tomb Raider game. This will be a racing game. I'll have to find another couple good games and just kind of make that my main player for the next week or two. Very happy about that. Next, I am always happy to bring home a big stack like this. Look at all that. Oh, super happy about that. And I'm going to go through them in almost no particular order. I'll keep a couple of the good ones for last. Salt Lake 2002. I guess it's the Olympics. Yep. Winter Olympics. Very nice. Splashdown Rides Gone Wild. A jet skiing game. Not surprised they exist, but I can't say honestly that I knew they existed before today. This I'm very excited about. This will be the second Casper game in 2 days that I bought. 2 or 3 days. I don't remember if that was yesterday or not that I bought that other Casper game. I do so much thrifting that I lose track. I'm also, man, there's so many games in here I'm excited about. Astro Boy. Big fan of Astro Boy when I was a kid. There was a specific Astro Boy cartoon that aired right in the heyday of my Saturday morning cartoon watching days. I remember it quite fondly. So happy to have that. Next, what does that even say? I can't even read it. Geon Cube, some sort of puzzle game for the Wii. Nice. A greatest hits edition of Ace Combat. This is probably the 10th or 11th aerial fighting game I've bought this week. When it rains, it pours, they say. And this is kind of funny, though. It needs a new case. This one's a little damaged. Chicken Little. And this is funny because if you've watched any of my Pez videos, I've got like 10 or 12 different Chicken Little Pez. Random, I know. This was funny. Amped 3, a snowboarding game for the Xbox 360. I passed up on it the other day and I'd kind of been regretting it, but it was like $5 or $6 at a Goodwill. And I picked this one up at a Savers for half that because it's $6. It was half off today at Savers, so that was only $3. And then next, I got not one, not two, but 3 Pets games. And this one is Pets Sports. I guess a little Air Bud action. Clearly, that's what they want you to think about. Clearly, they're going for Air Bud. Pets Crazy Monkeys. I don't even know what to say about that. Put that at the top of the stack for our terrible video game video series. Pets Dogs 2. Next, Test Drive. It's a greatest hits edition. Very nice. And then another rando game, Arctic Tail. It looks like one of those movies that Shirley Morgan Freeman voiced over, and they just decided to make a video game out of it. If I put this game in and Morgan Freeman's not narrating, I'm turning it off. Geez, some of these games today were random. Deadly Creatures. And it's got a snake and a spider on the front fighting on the back. It's like a spider and a scorpion. Is this literally just like Mortal Kombat, but but Raiden's replaced with a giant scorpion? All right. Guitar Hero 5 for the Wii. Add that to my stack of 600 Guitar Hero games. And then the last 3, let's go with this one next. This is probably at the top of what I'm excited about, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the last 2. So we'll get this one out of the way first. Harry Potter Quidditch. World Cup. That's awesome. I'm so happy to find GameCube games at the Thrift. I've seen this a few times at the game store, you know, and it was 12, 15 bucks, something like that. So to buy it for $4 today at a Goodwill, super happy. I didn't check the disc in the store, I'm ashamed to say, but it's fine. It's just cloudy. It just needs to be wiped off. Very, very, very happy to find GameCube games. And I actually, these shelves behind me hold 50 games wide. And right now my GameCube shelf has 50 games on it. So you know what that means. We get to start a new shelf today. Pog. The last 2 games, just in time. I'm not really ashamed to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I've never played Borderlands. Now, tell me in the comments if you've played Borderlands. Tell me if you think I should play these before the new one comes out, because if it hasn't already came out, it's about to. But I have both of the first 2 here, and I've never played them. I could play them right now and maybe play these 2 before the new one comes out. Leave a comment below. Tell me whether or not I should, or maybe, you know, I don't know what kind of stories going on in these games. Maybe if you guys suggest I just play the second one or something like that, let me know. What should I do? Or maybe should I skip them both and just play the new one? I don't know. But they're both here. This one's greatest hits, of course. I love PS3 greatest hits. These red cases, very fond of them. And then all here as well. There's a lot of great colors going on here. That's all the video games that I got. One last thing that I got that maybe you noticed, if you are an astute viewer, you will have noticed, is this bandana. A Target bandana. And I bought it because it was fitting, because I've been to a lot of Targets lately. It took me 9 Targets, I believe, to complete my collection of Super Mario Kart Hot Wheels. It took so many because the Princess Peach is kind of rare. And I found my first one at my 3rd Target, and then it took me until the 9th Target to find my 2nd one. And I needed 2 sets because I'm opening one whole set and rolling them down a hill for a video that's coming out soon. And by soon, I mean tomorrow. So if you're watching this video and this video was just posted, make sure you come back tomorrow and watch that, because it's going to be great. If you're watching this video 100 years in the future, well, weird, but go search my page, I guess, on YouTube, and find that video that aired the day after this one. But that's everything that I bought today, guys. Leave me a comment down below what your favorite thing that I got today was. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a tie. I'm equally happy about these Borderlands games as I am about this Harry Potter Quidditch game. I'll definitely be throwing this in sometime this week just to check it out. I'll just play it once to say that I have, unless it's really, really good, and then I might get addicted to it and play nothing else for the next month. Weirder things have happened. But please do comment below. What was your favorite thing? Maybe even leave me a comment. What was your least favorite thing that I bought today? I don't know. I'm not mad about any of it. These Pets games were pretty silly, but I'm not mad about getting them because, like I said, we have a series here on the channel where we play terrible video games, and these are prime candidate. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Do me a favor real quick before you leave. Go up to the top of my YouTube page, and the link to our Twitch page is up there. Click on it, go to our Twitch page, and hit that follow button. We need more followers so we can start streaming, get a crowd going, get everybody over there hanging out with us when we play weird video games that we find at the thrift store. But also, guys, here on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that when I post videos like this in the future, you'll get a notification then, and you'll know that you can come back and hang out with me, and we can go thrifting, or we can play bad video games, or we can talk about magazines or something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're doing something every day. New videos every day. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.